The Thomas E. Smith Foundation was founded in my hospital room after my second accident with our co-founder, Tucker Mullen.
We founded the organization in 2010 really just to help other folks who had gone through the injury like Tom.
When I looked around and really saw what folks were going through and then what my roommates were experiencing, what we were seeing were really two gaps for individuals that live with paralysis. And those gaps were financial assistance and also emotional support.
I got to know him through a very stressful and trying time in his life, and I think that was probably where our relationship had started. You know, seeing what he was going through, seeing what that impact was on his family, how he was doing emotionally and mentally through that. It wasn't easy.
Spinal cord injury and living with paralysis is a if you know, you know. You don't know until you know, but then when you know, you can't escape it.
And when you think about a spinal cord injury, unless it's hit you or your family, you would have no idea the gaps in care that exist for people.
How am I getting out of bed in the morning? How am I showering? How am I getting to physical therapy? My caretaker has class or work. How am I gonna feed myself? How am I gonna bathe myself? How am I gonna do anything for myself? And the answer is, you might not be able to.
You know, what happens after an injury? And this is where people just don't understand. And this person was injured 2 weeks ago. They're at Mass General. They will have to leave Mass General within a matter of days because they've been there for too long. They need the bed for someone else. You go from Mass General to Spalding, if you're lucky, and then you go home. In New England, you don't go home without a home modification of some sort.
There is no playbook for how to recover, where to seek out therapies.
To date, we've made over $1.5 million in grants to individuals, and that $1.5 million is on average 1/5 of what the lifetime cost for someone with a spinal cord injury will have to endure.
We provide financial and emotional support to those impacted by spinal cord injury living with paralysis. We work actively to close gaps across the continuum of care through innovative solutions such as programming and quality of life grants.
What makes us unique is that we truly are a hub for anyone who experiences a spinal cord injury or has experienced paralysis. We're a hub because we're able to provide very customized, person-centered support from the moment of injury and on through to post-injury life. This means we're working at that moment that an injury occurs, showing up in the hospital, helping to develop short and long-term healthcare plans, and working to very quickly establish what may be needed for a person to transition home.
As the Thomas E. Smith Foundation has evolved, we've really broken it into 3 different areas that we focus on. Our Care Continuum program, which is our hands-on approach to helping individuals both financially and with the emotional side of the injury.
The next is through our support of groundbreaking research. We've been fortunate enough to partner with some of the world's leading institutions that are doing some of the most innovative things in all medical science. One day, hopefully, finding a cure for paralysis, but in the meantime, advancing cutting-edge treatments to enable the best possible outcomes for individuals affected by spinal cord injury. The next area of focus is community engagement.
How we work in our community, not only advocating for individuals with paralysis, but some of the innovative, unique things that I think we've done that include the lookup line, ice hockey's first warning track. We saw a problem. There's no warning for hockey players and skaters in general when they're approaching the boards. We came up with a solution, and it's been installed not only nationally, but internationally.
We've been selected to build organizational capacity to serve this cause in this community of individuals impacted by spinal cord injury and paralysis the way they should be served.
We imagine ensuring that every top spinal cord injury center across the country is a partner of ours, and that we can support them and their patients to have access to all that they need to thrive and to live a very productive life post-injury.
I feel really good the fact that if someone's injured around here, they know who to call.
And now, where we are today with full-time staff and being recognized as a national foundation that is nationally involved with major healthcare networks and hospitals across the country, and they're trusting us with our care continuum, with our deployment and support for research, and the continued policy and community work that we've done, saying, Thomas C. Smith Foundation, you are recognized as a national leader. And every year, as we continue to grow the Thomas C. Smith Foundation, we asked ourselves, how can we continue to do better? And I think that when you look at our 14-year body of work, and then the opportunity that we were afforded with a capacity building grant, it shows what hard work, determination, and the will, when you believe in something so bad, the will to make a difference, where that can take individuals and a group and a cause with really solving some issues that are deeply important to people. We're saying it's time to change the problems now. And the Thomas C. Smith Foundation is going to be the catalyst for making that change.
I can't stress the importance of the work the foundation is doing to try to bridge the gap between a world that's not exactly built for us and making it a livable, enjoyable space.
The work that the Thomas C. Smith Foundation does, it's more than important. It is essential. It's a must. And they're doing the work to create the change that needs to be done.
One thing I really admire about Tom and his foundation is that he didn't turn his back on the people that really need the help. He never forgot about the people that, especially the newly injured people that are going through it. And that's something that I really admire about Tom.
They're with you every step of the way. They're taking a large weight off of the shoulders of individuals with paralysis.
It gives me a lot of encouragement just to work alongside of some of the people that have received grants from Tom's foundation, and just to see how hard everyone's working together.